Orioles rubber game of 3 at Comerica Park. A strange game. Top of the 5th. Down 2-0 with the Orioles. And Rafael Palmeiro with a roller down to first. Chris Shelton falls down and then crawls over to first, but Palmeiro beats it out. Good hustle by Shelton, but a little bit too slow in getting there. Bang, bang play at first. Later in the frame, Jay Gibbons batting. And it's just a little dinker. You see the foul line there, and you know what? You're supposed to have a home field advantage. But the thing just spins fair. Palmeiro scores on the double. The Orioles now down 2-1. Ground ball to third from Sal Fasano. Brandon Inge, whoops, throws it away. Chris Gomez and the Orioles tie it up at 2. Bottom 5, 4-2 Shelton. Hard hit ball. Miguel Tejada, though, with the great play from his rear end. Good tag by Palmeiro to complete the play. Now top 7. Ramon Navarre softs roller to first. This one also starts foul and rolls fair. Mike Marat missing the tag. Navarre is safe. Later in the inning, the pitch in the dirt. Vance Wilson's throw goes into center field, and Pisano scores to make it 5-2 Orioles. They go on to win it by a final count of 6-2. Elsewhere, the Red Sox and Angels at Fenway Sunday. Wade Miller on the hill for the Red Sox, and in a jam in the 3rd. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Angels, but Miller comes up big. Strikes out Steve Finley, swinging on the breaking ball down and in. How about Kevin Millar? 3 for 4 Saturday with 2 homers and 3 RBI. Well, how about Sunday? This is the 4th inning, and Millar with a drive off the Green Monster. David Ortiz scores. Manny Ramirez moves into 3rd. 1-0 Red Sox. Millar at 2 for 3 day on Sunday. Fast forward 7th inning. Angels now down 3-2, tying run at second, Darren Erstad. With the seeing eye single off Wade Miller, Adam Kennedy in, and it's a tie ball game. Now in the bottom of the 7th, the Sox up 4-3 after a sac fly by Mark Bellhorn. 2 guys run. David Ortiz had gone hitless for the weekend, but he makes this one count. A gapper. John Olerud and Jay Payton score as the Red Sox go on to win by a final count of 6-3, and they take the series at Fenway. Los Angeles, Wes Obermiller pitching for the Brewers, but he would scuffle on Sunday. Bottom of the 3rd, game tied at 1. Jeff Kennett bat with 2 on. The double into left, scoring Antonio Perez from 3rd, and the Dodgers leading it 2-1. Ken had 4 RBIs in the game, by the way. Still bottom 3, Dodgers leading 2-1. Jason Worth, fly ball to right. Jeff Jenkins dives, can't get there. So Worth winds up with the triple. J.D. Drew in, Jeff Kent in. Dodgers up 4-1. Worth 4 for 5 with a couple of RBI of his own. Same inning, Mike Rose at bat. Brewers decide to intentionally walk him to get to pitcher Brad Penny. Look where Damian Miller wants the ball. Well, Obermiller missed everything. Goes to the backstop. Jason Worth scores from 3rd. Didn't work out. Obermiller, 2 2/3 innings, and that's it as the Dodgers win 10-2.
Rocket on the hill against the Central Division leading Cardinals. Last time he pitched against the Cards, he pitched 7 scoreless innings to the Rocket, but he was shaky in the 1st. David Eckstein starts it off. He's walked. Rocket's only walk of the game. Next batter, Jim Edmonds. Reaches base thanks to that single to center. Next up's the so lethal Albert Pujols. Proving me right. It's a blooper. It doesn't matter. It scores Eckstein, and St. Louis is on the board 1-0.
Eckstein coming home.
Now, after the Rocket got Larry Walker to strike out, Mark Grudzielanek in the box, and Grudzielanek is going to love this pitch because he rips it for a double down the line. Both Edmonds and Pujols score, and just like that, it's 3-0 against Clemens. And then Roger actually telling his manager when he got back into the dugout, get ready for a long afternoon. But then his Astro teammates would pick him up. It was a 3-2 game against Mark Mulder as they're coming back. Mulder tossed a gem in his last start against Houston, 10 scoreless innings. This time, Morgan Ensberg with a man on. Number 12 for Ensberg, and the Astros climb on top, 4-3. Next batter, Jason Lane against Mark Mulder, and the Astros go back-to-back jacks. Lane makes it 5-3 Astros, 5 on the board for Clemens for the first time this season. After Houston had scored just 18 runs in Clemens' previous 11 starts. Clemens, great play here from his knees. 4 earned runs allowed for the Rocket, but he wins for the first time since May 14th. You know, not really the pitching showdown everybody expected in this one. Clemens and Mulder, both with poor outings, combined for 8 innings, 17 hits, 10 runs, and just 4 strikeouts. Far cry from their first meeting of the season back on April 23rd. A 10-inning shutout by Mulder, with Clemens throwing those 7 innings of scoreless ball himself.
All right, a pair of aces dueling in Chicago as the White Sox and Indians locked up. That's one of them, Mark Burley, 5-0 with a 2.03 ERA at home on the season. Top of the fourth, scoreless game, man on, and Coco Crisp with a 2-run homer to left field. Indians leading 2-0. It was going to be tight. CC Sabathia started for Cleveland. They moved to the 10th, tied at 3. Damaso Marte now on, pitching to Travis Hafner. And Hafner with a solo job to right center field, and the Indians take the lead at 4-3. Hafner's 6th of the year. But in the bottom half of the inning, this is Frank Thomas. And they haven't seen him hurt one like this since June 22nd of 2004 with all the injuries. His first home run since then, and it just hits the top of the wall and crawls over, but he gets it done. 2 batters later, Carl Everett, fly ball, high, deep to right, just foul. But take another look at it. He does the Carlton fist. He's trying to will it in, waving the hands, and catches Jim Reynolds right in the face.
Nice.
Reynolds makes sure his nose is still in the same place. Yeah, it's still there. You're all right. You still smell. Top of the 12th, tied at 4. 2 on. Nobody out. Victor Martinez with a bunt. Dustin Hermanson fields, throws wide of third. So Grady Sizemore scores. The Indians take a 5-4 lead. They win it 6-4 in 12.
And the Rangers taking on the Royals. Rogers 6-0 record with a .98 ERA in the month of May. Getting on Angel Barroa to strikeout swinging. Rogers goes 7, allows 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks. Matt Diaz to first. Mark Teixeira is there to reel it in. Rogers, by the way, lowered his AL leading ERA to 1.62. Teixeira over the wall. Number 14. Rangers up 3-0. And then we get dramatic. 2 batters later, Alfonso Soriano. Soriano gets hit in the back. He would later leave the game. So let's move on to the 9th. Bottom 9, Francisco Cordero in for Texas. Cordero gets Shane Costa in the butt. Buddy Bell comes out, not happy with his player getting hurt, but Cordero would say later he wasn't trying to hit anybody. Later in the 9th, 2 on, 2 out. Cordero's still on the mound. He gets Mark T in to strike out, swing, and end the game, but Cordero would then make a gesture toward the Royals' dugout. Leave it up to your imagination. Cordero is restrained. The Royals come out of the dugout. Cordero, after the game, apologized to all he offended. The Rangers win 8-1.
A second ago, we showed you Kenny Rogers' perfect game. Well, Kevin Brown nearly pulled one off himself back in 1997 while with the Marlins. Brown hit a batter with a pitch. That's it. The only base runner in the game. He did finish with the no-hitter, though. No such dice in Minneapolis on Sunday. Kevin Brown taking a 2-0 lead, though, into the bottom of the 6th inning. Second batter of that frame is Torrey Hunter. And Brown drills Hunter with a 1-2 pitch. Hunter has a word for Brown on his way to first. Jorge Posada gets out there in between the 2 players. Nothing more than words exchanged there. But it seemed to kind of jar Kevin Brown. Next batter, Jacques Jones. Deals. A base hit into right. Hunter moving over to third on the play. Next batter, Matt LeCroy with men on the corners. High. Gary Sheffield making a bid on it. Can't close the glove. Hunter scores. Jones to third. LeCroy safe at second base with a double. The Twins cut it to 2-1, and obviously Brown not very happy with the play out there. Next batter, Michael Kadire. Second and third. Joe Torre elects to intentionally pass Kadire to have a force at every base. Next batter, Mike Redmond. Bases loaded. Brown hits Redmond. That forces in a run. Jones scored. Tied at 2. Not the plan after the intentional walk, obviously. Next batter, Luis Rodriguez. Base is still full. Brown offers it up. Base hit to right. LeCroy scores, and just like that, the Twins are up 3-2, and that would be it for Brown after 5 1/3. This is Mike Ryan facing Tanyan Sturtz. Lays down the perfect bunt to third with the bases loaded. Now Sturtz tried to field it, wasn't going to get done, and so the Twins win the game and take the series.
You know, we're going to look back. Florida's A.J. Burnett also with a no-hitter to his credit. Burnett came against the Padres. He was nowhere close to perfect, though, remember? He walked 9 in that game. Sunday, Burnett and the Fish were taking on the Nationals. The big-time Nationals. Burnett looking to help the Marlins avoid getting swept by them. 1-0 Marlins, 1 on, 2 out. Burnett striking out Ryan Church, who didn't have a prayer. Top of the 6th, same score. John Patterson against Miguel Cabrera. Look out. Hits him in the head. Take another look. The pitch by Patterson will hit Cabrera's helmet and cheek. He was checked out by the trainer. He would stay in the game, would Cabrera. Bottom 6, still 1-0, 2 on, 1 out. Burnett get Nick Johnson to put it on the ground. Burnett, 6 1/3, 6 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. Let's move to the 8th. Marlins down 3-2, 1 out. Mike Lowell Looking to get hot, does one of his 3 hits. Damian Easley would come into pinch run for Lowell, adding some speed to the base pass. Later in the inning, 2-on Lenny Harris. The man is a career pinch hitter. His 200th career pinch hit. Tie game at 3, Easley would score. Bottom 8, still tied 1-on-1 out. Vinny Castilla on the ground. New third baseman, Easley can't handle it, so maybe subbing that speed for D hurt the Marlins. Next batter, Church. His prayers were answered, a 3-run home run. The Nationals keep streaking. As for Church, he's getting some love. So sweet. Yummy. More from the Nationals, who expect to hear Monday how Marlon Byrd, circled here, will be disciplined for knocking over umpire Joe Brinkman Saturday night. Now, Frank Robinson doesn't expect a lengthy suspension, though. After viewing the tape, Robinson said it was clearly an accident. Hosting the Giants. Kaz Ishii facing Marquise Grissom, and Grissom following the evidence. Carlos Beltran is the one that falls victim. Beltran, that strained quad, not 100% healthy there. 2-1 Giants. Take another look. Beltran, so un-Beltran-like. Next batter, Yorvik Torrealba. The Mets intentionally walk him wide to load the bases for the pitcher. Makes sense. Brett Tomko up against Ishii, and the pitcher, Tomko, gets around on this thing and clears the bases. Cruz, Grissom, and Torrealba all come in to score, and the Giants had averaged 2.7 runs in Tomko's starts. And Tomko knocks in 3 runs himself. I guess he knew that stat. Bottom 9, tying run at the plate is Mike Piazza. Mets down 6-3. Hit hard, but Piazza broke his bat. And Giants would hang on to win 6-3, snapping their 8-game losing skid. Well, you caught the nightcap on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, I bet you. Chris Benson, 1-5 lifetime against the Giants. Michael Tucker at bat against Benson, leading off the game, trying to set the tone. Look out, Carlos.
Beltran still going back, all the way back to the wall, and he robbed it. He brought it back into the ballpark.
Strained quad looking healed all there. Jason Schmidt took the mound. That was his first mistake. David Wright. Nothing wrong about David Wright. 3 for 5, 3-runs scored, 2 RBI, number 9 on the year for Wright, 6 earned runs in 4 innings for Schmidt. That's up 4-1 of the 4th. Key situation here. Chris Benson would work out a walk with the bags full. David Wright in to score. Bottom of the 5th now, 6-1 Mets. Jim Brower now pitching. Cliff Floyd. Sweet stroke. He did it twice. His 11th career multi-home run game, 2nd this year. The Mets beat up on the Giants, their largest victory over the Giants since 1992.
Rubber game of the Braves-Pirates series in Pittsburgh. Matt Lawton on fire, having reached in his previous 6 plate appearances. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. Pirates down 2-1. Lawton with a home run deep to right. Matt Lawton strikes again. 7th straight plate appearance, reaching base. He struck out in his last at bat, though. Bottom of the 6th, 1 on, tied at deuce. And Rob Makowiak with the big bang to right center field. That was his 6th of the year, 4-2 in favor of the Pirates. Move ahead to the top of the 8th, 1 out. Braves down 5-2. Chipper Jones with a ground ball to second base. And watch Chipper closely. Doesn't get out of the batter's box at all. He had to be helped off the field, re-aggravating that sore right heel of his. Top of the 9th, 2 on, 2 gone. Jose Mesa on to close. Adam LaRoche goes away. Mesa's 16th save as the Pirates win it 5-2. Perez went 7 strong.
2 on Mike Lieberthal against Brad Halsey. Lieberthal, this is deep, but how deep? That's the question. Off the top of the wall. Ruled a double after 2 runs come in. But wait a minute, the umpires now rule it a homer, huh? Lieberthal, 6th of the year. You make the call. Take another look. It is pretty close. Right. Arizona manager Bob Melvin disagrees with a home run call. He's gone. He's got a point. I mean it big time. Why? This is what Mike Lieberthal had to say about the home run. I saw it on the video board, and it wasn't a home run. It was 2 inches short. I'll take it, though. At least he's honest. Yeah. Arizona down by 1. Top of the 9th, 2 on, 2 out. Sean Green. Billy Wagner gets him to end the game because Chase Utley does just that. In the loss for Arizona, Luis Gonzalez hit his 300th home run. The final, 7-6. Here's how the NL East looks now. For the first time since 1933, you heard me, a team from Washington is in first place this late in the season. The Phillies, wow, they've made up 5 games in 10 days. And the Marlins, who were in first place 10 days ago, they're now in last.
Cubs and the Padres Sunday. Carlos Zambrano Tough. 3-0 in 4 lifetime starts against the Padres. He walked the first 3 guys he saw and then settled down. Struck out 7 the rest of the way, including Ramon Hernandez right there. That was in the first. This is the 4th. Still scoreless. Woody Williams starting because of Jake Peavy's respiratory infection. Corey Patterson with a double to right scores Jeremy Burnitz, and the Cubs strike first, leading 1-0. Bottom 6. Cubs up 2-0, 2 on, and Zambrano gets Phil Nevin swinging. The next batter, Ramon Hernandez, grounds to short, so he gets out of yet another jam. 7 scoreless innings is what he cobbled together. Top of the 9th, Cubs up 3-0, and Derek Lee, again, doubles to left field. Nefi Perez comes in, leads 52nd RBI of the year, tied for the big league lead with Carlos Lee. The Lee boys. Cubs win.
Nomo against Brett Boone. Boone. Nice. Adrian Beltre would score on that. So did Richie Sexson, tying the game at 4. Nomo, thanks for playing, but he'd be gone after 6. Bottom 9, tie game, 1 on, 1 out. Chad Arbella facing Sexson. Richie Sexson. Sexson excites the crowd. Off the wall, Beltre would score. Beltre gets his 1,000th career hit, oh, by the way, and the Mariners get themselves a victory in dramatic fashion by the score of 6-5. Time for SportsCenter Top 10 Plays of the Week, and we begin with number 10. You know, pigs playing soccer. Think about this. Pigs don't pass. Fred, they hog the ball.
Oh, you see pigs, I see bacon and pork chops. Number 9, Tuesday's Astros pitcher Brandon Bakke catching a sharp line drive.
That was incredible.
Oh, yeah. Look at this one. Joel Pinheiro Saturday. You've seen him. Now listen to how they actually sound.
Number 8, Brewers-Dodgers on Friday. The pop and foul ground, Jeff Cirillo. He's going to have to lean over the railing of the Dodger dugout and snow cones the ball. Barely stayed in the glove. Pretty impressive. I like snow cones, don't you?
Yes, I do. Scripps National Spelling Bee, Anurag Kashyap. Your winner.
Apogitura. A-P-P-O-G-G-I-A-T-U-R-A.
Well done.
Number 6, Thursday between 4 and 5. Crazy stuff in baseball. 4:20 Eastern in Detroit, Greg Monroe. Pudge Rodriguez would score as the Tigers win in the bottom of the 10th against the Rangers. Next at 4:31 Eastern in Boston.
Ortiz hits it in the air to center field. Newhand back, looking up. It's gone! Ortiz and the Red Sox walk off with the win!
And then at 4:42 Eastern in Minnesota, Jacques Jones single at home. Lou Ford. Twins win in the bottom of the 13th against the Indians. I told you it was a crazy day.
Oh, it's scary. Number 5, Women's Softball College World Series. Cal in Arizona. Look at that play by Vicky Galindo, the Cal third baseman. Lays out in foul territory and gets it done.
Number 4, for the love of Caprice.
I can't.
Rafael Nadal. The forehand, the 19-year-old would win the French Open, beating Mariano Puerta.
Great tennis player. Cannot take the Caprice. Cardinals and Rockies Wednesday. David Eckstein with the long run in foul territory to make a great time catch. This guy's got a motor that won't quit. Matt Morris applause. I would too.
Number 2, Game 4, Suns Spurs, closing seconds.
Blocked by Stoudemire at the summit. Amari denies Duncan.
Take a look at it again. Amari blocks the ball last possible second before it goes in.
And the Diamondbacks and the Mets. You can't see it enough.
Cameron racing back on turnaround. Slip. Oh, he caught the ball. What a play by Cameron. That is unbelievable. My goodness gracious.